Hey everyone, and welcome to Math Swanee. Today, we're going to absolutely master the 3D shapes you see every single day. So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll kick things off with the cube, then get to know the cuboid and explore the cylinder. After that, I've got a handy formula cheat sheet for you, and we'll wrap up with some pro tips to keep in mind.
All right, let's dive right in. First up, the cube.
So, what exactly is a cube? The easiest way to think about it is to picture a die. Right? Every single one of its faces is a perfect square, and all its edges are exactly the same length. That's the key right there. Okay, let's talk formulas. These are your power tools for the cube. First, volume. That's just the side, which we'll call A cubed, so a to the power of 3. This tells you how much stuff you can fit inside it. Then we have total surface area, or TSA. That's 6 times A squared. Think of it as the amount of wrapping paper you'd need to cover the whole thing, all 6 faces. And finally, lateral surface area, LSA, is 4A squared. This one's just the area of the 4 side faces, without the top and bottom. Super useful if you, say, only wanted to paint the walls of a cube-shaped room.
All right, theory's great, but let's put it into practice. We've got a wooden cube, and each side is 8 centimeters long. The question is, what's its volume? How much space does this thing actually occupy?
This is super straightforward. Let's walk through it. Step 1, we identify what we know. The side, A, is 8 centimeters. Step 2, we grab our formula. Volume equals A cubed. Step 3, we just plug in the number. So volume is 8 cubed, which is just 8 times 8 times 8. And that gives us our final answer, 512 cubic centimeters. Easy as that. Okay, so we've got the cube down. Now let's move on to its close cousin, the cuboid. And trust me, this shape is everywhere. Think about it. Your phone, a shoebox, a textbook, a closet, they're all cuboids.
So what makes a cuboid different from a cube? Well, while a cube has to have all equal sides, a cuboid is a solid with 6 rectangular faces. This means it can have a distinct length, breadth, and height. They don't all have to be the same.
Naturally, the formulas are a little different too. For volume, it's super simple. Just length times breadth times height. Easy. Total surface area, the TSA, looks a bit more complicated, but it's not. It's just 2 times the sum of the areas of all the pairs of faces. And just like with the cube, the lateral surface area, or LSA, is just the area of the 4 walls, perfect for figuring out how much wallpaper you need for a room.
Okay, let's tackle a real-world problem. You've got a classroom cupboard. It's 2 meters long, 1 meter wide, and 2 meters high. We need to find its total surface area. Maybe we're planning to give it a first coat of paint. How much surface do we actually need to cover?
All right, let's break it down. First, we identify our variables. Length, L, is 2 meters, breadth, B, is 1 meter, and height, H, is 2 meters. Next, we grab our TSA formula. Now, we just substitute those numbers in. So that's 2 times, well, inside the brackets we have 2 times 1, plus 1 times 2, plus 2 times 2. That simplifies to 2 plus 2 plus 4, which is 8. Finally, we multiply that 8 by the 2 outside, and boom, we get our answer, 16 square meters. And that brings us to our third and final shape for today, the cylinder. Just think of a can of soda, or a water pipe, or a roll of paper towels. So what defines a cylinder? It's a solid shape with 2 identical flat ends that are circles and 1 curved side. The key things to know are its radius, which is the radius of the circular base, and its height, which is the distance between those 2 bases. Now, because cylinders involve circles, you're going to see our old friend pi pop up in the formulas. The volume is pi times the radius squared times the height. Basically, it's the area of the circular base multiplied by how tall it is. The curved surface area, that's the area of the label on the can, is 2 times pi times radius times height. And for the total surface area, you just take that curved area and add the area of the 2 circular ends, the top and bottom. All right, time for another example. We have a cylindrical water pipe. Its radius is 7 centimeters, and its height is 20 centimeters. So the question is, what's its volume? In other words, how much water could this section of pipe hold? Okay, let's do this step by step. First, identify what we have. Radius r is 7 centimeters, height h is 20 centimeters, and we're told to use 22 over 7 for pi. Next, we use our volume formula, pi times r squared times h. Now we substitute everything in, so we get 22 over 7 times 7 squared times 20. And look at that, since the radius is 7, the calculation gets really easy. One of the 7s cancels out, leaving us with 22 times 7 times 20. Do the math, and we get our answer, 3,080 cubic centimeters. Whew, okay, that was a lot to cover.
So, to make things a little easier, here's a quick cheat sheet with all the key formulas in one spot.
Here we go. Everything we've discussed, all laid out nice and neat. We've got the cube, the cuboid, and the cylinder, with their formulas for volume and total surface area right next to them. This is a great time to hit pause if you want to jot these down.
All right, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a few pro tips. These are some really important things to keep in your back pocket to help you avoid common mistakes and nail these problems every time.
Okay, listen up, because this is crucial. First, always remember your units. Volume is always in cubic units, like centimeters cubed or meters cubed, because it's a 3D space. Surface area, on the other hand, is always in square units, like centimeters squared or meters squared, because it's a 2D surface. Always, always, always write the units in your final answer. Also, double-check if the question specifies a value for pi, like 22/7 or 3.14, and use that one. And maybe most importantly, read the question carefully. Make sure you know if it's asking for volume, total surface area, or maybe just lateral surface area before you even pick a formula.
So, if this explainer helped you out and made things a little clearer, do me a favor and hit that like button. And hey, why not subscribe to Maths Ronnie for more content just like this? It would really help us out. All right, now it's your turn to put this into practice. Take a look around you right now. Find one object that's a cube, a cuboid, or a cylinder. Got one? Now think, what would you need to measure to find its volume or its surface area? It's a fun little challenge to see these shapes in the world around you.